All right, moving on to the preview for round 12 of the NRL. I'll be going through my tips from each game and I'll be chatting about the major ins and outs. Friday night, we have the Cowboys-Warriors. I think this will actually be a really interesting game. I think the Warriors are very dangerous and the Cowboys are in great form. I'm actually tipping the Cowboys by 6. Tamalolo's out, Tabuai Fido's back. Warriors have named Walsh at 1 and Roger on the wing, which is exciting for Warriors fans. I'll be going for the Warriors. I really do like the Warriors team at the moment. Very exciting to watch. But I think the Cowboys will get the W, especially in Townsville. Tigers Dragons, as they say on the Hello Sport podcast, battle of the dirty merger clubs. But Tigers have had a few changes. Roberts is on the wing, Jimmy the Jet, that is. Tom Amone's coming in for his debut on the bench, which I'm very excited about. I think he's a very promising player. And then Tommy Taulat's been moved into the centres. Unfortunately, that means BJ Leilua drops out. So interesting to see what Talau does, because the amount of times they've picked him, they obviously have very high raps on him, but I'm yet to see it really happen on the field every weekend. And then the Dragons welcome back Tarek Sims, but still have a lot of outs from their lineup. I'm going the Tigers by 10. I think they won by about 10 last time. They played only a few weeks back, but I think the Tigers are in pretty good attacking form right now. And I don't know if the Dragons will be able to score enough points to beat them. But yeah, never really trust the Tigers, so I don't know. Panthers Bulldogs, Saturday, 3 o'clock game. Really not much to talk about. Capewell's out, Leota's back. Bulldogs welcome back Hetherington and Josh Jackson, and then Jackson Topa. I don't know if it's Topine or like Topine or something, but he's at hooker. Tipping the Panthers by 40. Don't think that's a contest. South Eels, probably game of the round in my opinion. 5:30 Saturday game. Cam Murray and Jacob Host are back for the South's back row. Regan Campbell-Gillard is out for the Eels, which is massive. To be honest, that could be what has decided my tip here, but I'm going for Souths to win. I've only got them winning by 1 because I basically think it's a flip of a coin, but I just don't think the Eels are in that great a form, especially against the good teams. I know the Souths are in awful form themselves, but eventually they're going to bounce back. You'd imagine blokes like Latrell and Cody Walker are due for a big game, and I think this could be it. And I do think Regan Campbell-Gillard's a massive out. So, yeah, I'm going South in that one. Roosters versus the Raiders on the Central Coast. Now, if this was at the SCG, I'd say Roosters easy win. But the Central Coast puts it in doubt a little bit for me. But yeah, you can't tip the Raiders at the moment. I really like the Raiders. Love tipping them. But yeah, I can't tip them in this one, even though I think there is a small chance with the amount of ins they have. They've got Soliola, White and Rapana and Hodgson all back into the side. George Williams is obviously out. Sam Williams will play halfback. Roosters, Victor Radley's out and Josh Morris is in. But I'm going the Roosters by 4 in this one. I think it might be a lot closer than previous Raiders games, but yeah, not yet going to tip them with any confidence. Sunday game, Sharks-Titans. Sharks have a fair few out through suspension, but I think their ins are better than their outs, if you know what I mean. Mulatalo's back on the wing, which I think is really big. I think he provides a lot of spark for the Sharks. Talakai, same thing, provides a lot of spark. He's back. Ramian's back in the centres. Sean Johnson's back. So yeah, that might be a bit of injection of life, but I think the Titans will be too good. For Feeder's back, Ash Taylor's in the reserves. He's a chance to come back, and I think the Titans will be too good. I've tipped the Titans by 10. Knights Manly. Now this is going to be at McDonald Jones Stadium. Should be a big crowd, and I don't know. I think the Knights might make this a bit more competitive than we are thinking. They do have Ponga Best coming back. Blake Green is retired, so that's an out for them. But for me, Manly's form's too good. I'm tipping Manly by 20. Sirinen comes in for Olaka Atu, who has been mysteriously dropped. I'm pretty sure it's through injury, but they didn't really name an injury. Ciro's back on the bench, and yeah, I just think I'd like to see the Knights push them, because the Knights are a good team to watch when they're up and going, but I think Manly will be too good. And that means my game picks, I know I've sort of said my tips there first, but I'll highlight my game picks for you. Sure bet of the week, Panthers to beat the Bulldogs. Look, it'd be probably upset of the whole NRL history if the Bulldogs beat the Panthers. Upset of the week, the only upset I did tip was the Cowboys to beat the Warriors. They're paying $2 on Friday night, which I'm surprised at, but I do get it. Warriors are a very good team. Game spread, I don't like any of them too strongly, but Manly to cover the start of 11.5 points, it's not much given the way they're playing right now and the way the Knights are playing. If you think the Knights will come out and shock us, don't take that then. But if you think their current form lines will continue, we'll get on that. Titans with a minus 2.5 handicap. Look, that's not much, is it? I think the Titans will win. And if you think they're going to win by 2 or less, well, stay off this. But look, that's pretty rare that the teams win by 2 or less. So I think that's a fair one. Cowboys with a head start of 1.5. Obviously, I tipped them, so I think that's going to happen. And then this is probably my smoky. This is the one I'm least confident in, but the Raiders to cover. The Raiders with a head start of 11.5 against the Roosters. I think they might be a lot more competitive than we're thinking this week. The Roosters aren't in great form, and the Raiders have a lot of ins. So I'm intrigued to see how that one plays out. I'll be going for the Raiders. That's for sure. But yeah.
It's a miracle! Oh, yeah! What about that one? Unbelievable! Balotelli! Aguero! Crowd cheers. Here's Siddle.